Mike Lubbock began working with the Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust in England when he was only 17 years old. The trust is where he met his wife Allie, and where he discovered that he was very good at breeding birds. In 1969, he came to the United States to work with a large duck farm on Long Island. From there, he went on expeditions to Africa to study waterfowl, and he also became recognized as an expert in his field. 4.5 years later, he returned to England as the Director of Aviculture for the Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust. But when an opportunity to return to the U.S. became available, Mike and Allie Lubbock moved first to Alabama and later to the mountains of North Carolina, still always involved in waterfowl breeding. In 1989, when friends of the Lubbocks from Scotland Neck invited them to establish a waterfowl conservancy in Halifax County, they moved their prized collection of endangered waterfowl, along with the fencing to contain the birds, from the mountains to Scotland Neck. The Sylvan Heights Breeding Center has now been officially operating for 18 years in Halifax County and is supported in part by the North Carolina Zoological Society. Mike has traveled the world to collect rare adult birds to breed and to take incubators into the wild to collect eggs to speed the hatching process. In doing so, he has had close encounters with crocodiles, snakes, and leeches, and has become one of the world's leading authorities on water birds. Today, the Breeding Center trains volunteers and interns from all over the world who come to Scotland Neck to learn. They say that their best classes are taught at the Lubbock's dinner table, when Allie serves them delicious meals and Mike discusses all facets of waterfowl breeding and conservancy. Today, the Sylvan Heights Breeding Center is the epicenter of the wild waterfowl conservation research and avicultural training in North America. Sylvan Heights is one of the world's largest providers of waterfowl to zoos and waterfowl collections. In addition to the waterfowl breeding program, Mike's second mission has been to educate people about the wonderful world of waterfowl. So, with the help of the North Carolina Zoological Society and a group of friends, the Lubbocks opened the amazing Sylvan Heights Waterfowl Park and Eco Center in Scotland Neck in October 2006. The center is now home to the largest collection of waterfowl in the world. Sylvan Heights sits within a 26-acre complex, divided so that the breeding center operates on 8 quiet acres away from the hustle and bustle of the public 18-acre Waterfowl Park and Eco Center. Sylvan Heights is dedicated to educating, entertaining, and helping people learn about nature. To do so, the park is divided into separate aviary pens representing waterfowl from all continents of the world. The pens are uniquely designed and constructed to have no view-blocking poles, but to let visitors watch the waterfowl up close and in action. The unique pulley system lets Mike adjust the net covering based on weather conditions. Over 2,500 birds are on display in the North America, multinational, Eurasia, Africa, Australia, and endangered species pens. There are over 170 species, some of which are among the rarest birds on Earth. Because of development around the globe, many ducks, geese, and swans are losing their natural habitats. The Sylvan Heights Breeding Center has rescued a number of breeds from extinction. The white-headed duck of Spain had declined to 22 in the world, but because of the Lubbock's breeding program, there are now over 3,000 white-headed ducks. And even though there are only 200 white-winged wood ducks of Sumatra left in the wild, Mike and Allie have raised 80 more in captivity. The African pygmy goose, the Hawaiian goose, Australia's pink-eared duck, and the Meller's duck from Madagascar are all threatened bird species thriving at Sylvan Heights. But in addition to ducks, geese, and swans, Mike and Allie also raise cranes, owls, pheasants, parrots, and an emu. With the opening of Sylvan Heights Waterfowl Park and Eco Center, schools are already lining up tours for students from all over eastern North Carolina. The new conference center is also available for meetings and group events. Since it operates as a nonprofit organization, memberships are pursued as a valuable source of income. In addition to the financial support that the North Carolina Zoological Society has provided, the Golden Leaf Foundation and other private organizations have provided financial support to help build the $1.8 million facility. Currently, there's a staff of 6 working in the breeding center and 5 working at the Park and Eco Center. But much of the manpower needed to keep so many birds safe and well fed comes from the additional support of volunteers and interns. Because the Sylvan Heights Waterfowl Park and Eco Center is so new, the Lubbocks are still not sure the number of annual visitors they'll have, but they plan to add staff when needed. The Southern Halifax County business community is also planning to build accommodations necessary for increased numbers of visitors. Brent Lubbock joined his parents' staff after receiving his degree in marketing from East Carolina. He's responsible for spreading the word across North Carolina and throughout the world that Sylvan Heights Waterfowl Park and Eco Center is the place to be educated and entertained by waterfowl of all types, and where people can come to truly appreciate the value of wetland conservation.